We can start, sir.
What I have done is I have pressed recording because I'm not getting the YouTube live share on this.
Okay. Yeah.
So what I will do is I will record it and thereafter I will upload it on YouTube.
No problem, sir.
Right. So it is 6 o'clock. Dear friends, members, students, participants, I welcome you all to this 10th session on workshop on Excel by CAU Seren Kumar from Hyderabad, and he has already joined us. I welcome CA Seren Kumar for this 10th session, and I hand over to the Seren to continue and take it forward. Over to you, Seren.
Sir, could you please enable me to share the screen, sir, if possible? As you are in mute, actually.
Okay. You are not able to share the screen?
Yes, sir. It is saying that host disabled participant screen share.
Sharon, I will do one thing.
Yeah.
I will make you host straight away. Can I make that?
Yeah.
Okay. I am unable to make you co-host, I think.
Sure, sir.
Make a host. Make a host allow to record. So
besides my name, you can find it, sir.
No, actually, besides your name for more, there is only stop videos, spotlight for everyone. I can't make you co-host right now. I will
sir,
do
maybe besides the screen, share screen, you can have a small down arrow. There you can find the option.
Okay.
Allow screen sharing by multiple users, something like that.
Okay, right. Multiple participants can share simultaneously. Advanced option. One participant, multiple only host. Who can share? All participants I will give.
Yes, sir.
Now try.
Yeah, now I can find the things. Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Hello, friends. Good evening. Welcome you all to the workshop on MS Excel. As you all know, 9 sessions are already over. Today is the 10th session on lookup functions. In fact, one of the very important set of functions. Last week's session and today's session put together, we'll have an assignment next week. Okay, because last week than just the functions, we covered so many case studies. I don't know how many of you completed the assignment which I have given with respect to the students and marks using the if function and combination. Anyway, I'm going to start giving you the answer for that assignment. So very quickly, in next 10 minutes, let me give a very quick recap of all the sessions content for the new joinees who are attending for the first time. Friends, in the first week, I have covered version controls and file types of MS Excel, in which I have covered about the advantage of using the latest version and how Excel evolved over the period of time, start from 1999, 2003, 2007, 2010, 2013, 2016, 2019, and what are the advantages of using Microsoft 365. Earlier, we used to call that as a Office 365. Now the name got changed to the Microsoft 365. In the same session, we covered about the file types of MS Excel. As you all know, when you save a file that is having an extension called .xlsx by default. However, Excel is also having so many other file extensions like XLSM, where you can save only the macro files, XLTX, where you can save the templates, XLTM, where the template is having a macro, XL SB, where you can save as a binary format. Basically, Excel SB format is used to reduce the file size. And finally, I have covered Excel AM. A is basically an add-in. Even you can create an add-in and you can complete that. So value types and references, I have covered one of the very important topic. How many different types of references we have? That includes the relative cell reference, absolute cell reference, mixed cell reference, where the row is constant and the column is constant. As you all know, the nature of the cell reference is changing when you copy and paste it. When you give a dollar symbol for both row and column, it is fixed. When you are not giving a dollar symbol, that means it relatively changes. Value types are basically 3: number, text, and Boolean value. As I already mentioned, if you want to become an expert in MS Excel, you must greatly understand the types of values. If you are not sure what is the type of value, it's very difficult for you to understand the Excel. So then third week, we understood about the rules of the formulas and function, including the syntax, optional arguments, mandatory arguments, meaning of dot, dot, dot at the end of the syntax, meaning of the square bracket, and so on. Then fourth week, we covered about a very small startup functions. Then fifth week, I covered the date functions very elaboratedly, including using a date function, how to join months to a date, how to join years to a date, how to join days to a date, especially in case of audit, when you are doing an audit of the sales, check whether any invoice has been raised in the month on Sundays or Saturdays using a weekday function, and so on. Along with that, I covered I did cover the working days related functions also. There are 4 functions basically relates to working days: network days.intl, network days, workday.intl, workday. 6th day, I have covered about SUMIF function and SUMIFs very elaborately. Along with that, I have covered countifs, maxifs, minifs, averageif, and averageifs. As you all know, these all are the conditional functions. Based on a criteria, it works. If you give one criteria, then you can use SUMIF. If one or more criteria, you have to use the SUMIFs. So understanding these functions are very simple. In fact, I have covered this more than one day, because using even the logical operators inside, using even the wildcards inside, we understood using the conditional functions. 7th day, we covered 7th and 8th day, I have covered about the consolidation feature. As you know, consolidation can be done in 2 ways. That is based on how my data arranged. If my data is exactly in the same position, then I can use the 3D formula. 3D sum is basically extension of the range concept to the sheets. So instead of myself giving A1 colon A10, I'll give sheet 1 colon sheet 10. So from the sheet 1 till the sheet 10, whatever the cell you give, it's going to sum everything. Very beautiful concept. And along with that, I have covered consolidate feature. Consolidate feature, as you know, is part of the data tab under the data tools group. What this consolidate feature does, it looks the leftmost column, it looks into the top row. If a value is repeating, it's going to sum, or it's going to count, or it's going to average, or max and min. Finally, last week I have covered about the logical functions. That includes the if function, and function, or function. Using the combinations of this, I hope you all remembered, I have covered one important assignment, calculating the income tax using a taxable income. That we have done in 4 different methods. Method 1 is using a if function from the start. Method 2 is using a if function from the bottom. Method 3 is using a, sorry, 3 methods. Method 3 is nothing but using a max, okay, function. Then we understood about bank statement description consolidation. As you all know, bank statement can be consolidated in a very simplest way. Many people write very big formulas, but I have given you a small if function that has given you the entire analysis with respect to the bank statement, right? So along with that, I have covered one more case study, where this case study I have taken from the company where I have given a corporate training. So about when output is there, inputs are so many, but input number is not standard. How to sum those values? That can be done using a alt equal to, or else you can even use the if function. Any of this combination can be used. Okay, let us all jump into the 10th week. That means today's session. One of the very important set of functions in the entire MS Excel are VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP. Don't worry. Before going into this, let me explain you the assignment which I have given it to you, and let me give you the answers also. Let me go to the 9th day. Let me open this file, logical functions, and let me share this file with you. Let me share this file with you. Yeah, I'm sure, friends, you all can find the file called logical functions, right? Okay, so I hope you all are finding the function. Could you please, yeah. Could you please confirm whether you are finding the Excel file properly? You must find it. Great. Okay. The function, the assignment which I have given last time is, I hope you all remembered, I asked you to take 4 subjects and you must give the result as per the CA, right? Let's say this is group 1 of the CA final. Let me have random between 35 to 65. Okay, don't take 0 to 100, because if you take 0 to 100, one mark will come 90 or 95. Okay, in our CA exams that is never be possible. So our life is between 35 to 65. So that's the reason I have taken random between 35 to 65. Okay, now I want to write a formula to get the result either pass or fail. Extra one more result is there in our CA exams, that is fail with the exemption. If it is a pass, you know, when it is a pass, could you please tell me logic in a plain text? If all subjects greater than or equal to 40 and aggregate greater than or equal to 200, then I can say that, okay, the student cleared the exam. Till here, if you have any question, please let me know. When you call a person failed, when you call a person as failed, simple. If any subject is less than 40, if any subject is less than 40 and our aggregate is less than 200, friends, just give me 1 minute. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir. So this is okay. And also one more condition here, and none of the subject is greater than or equal to 60. Okay. I hope you all are going back to your school days, sorry, CA days, and you are remembering the conditions. When we call a person a student as failed with exemption, it's very simple. If any subject is less than 40 or aggregate is less than 200 and at least one subject is greater than or equal to 60. I hope you all agree with these conditions. Please let me know if I go wrong. Right? Great. So now I would like to write the formula. Everyone please concentrate. I'm going to write this formula in many methods. Method 1. And we go with a very basic function, if function. If, what is the first condition? Either you can start with pass, or you can start with fail, or you can start with fail exemption. My first question is, when he is pass, if all are greater than or equal to 40 and sum of all these subjects are greater than or equal to 200. If I want to satisfy all the conditions, I should get the result true. Then what is the function I must use? I must use the function called and cross check whether this is greater than or equal to 40, comma. One more, cross check whether this is also greater than or equal to 40, comma. Don't worry. One more, cross check this is also greater than or equal to 40. One more, cross check this is also greater than or equal to 40, comma. Sum of this is greater than or equal to How much? 200. Friends, this is just the AND function. If I click this, it has selected the logical test which is part of my if function. First argument only I have written till now. But in the logical test, I have used the AND function. As you all know, AND function always results the Boolean value. Logical 1, logical 2, logical 3, logical 4, logical 5. If all these logicals are true, then AND function results true. If this is true, I want my answer must be pass. If not, for the time being, let it be only fail, close bracket. Let us first check it out whether it's a pass or fail. It's fail because obviously none of the subject is greater than, okay, I think many subjects are greater than, less than 40. So let me take 65. Okay, check it out. Now it is pass because aggregate is 219, every subject is greater than 40. Check it out. Fail because first subject is less than 40. F9. Okay, fail because maybe this is 51, 53, 60, but the subject is just 39. F9. This is again fail because one subject is less than this. Fail, fail. This is pass because every subject is greater than or equal to 40. But friends, in this formula, I have only taken the one condition, that is pass or fail. So instead of fail, so if this is not met, then I should ask one more question, the Excel. What I should ask, Excel, could you please cross check whether any of the subject is greater than 60? So any means R. So what is the function I should write? I should start with one more condition, if condition. I should ask a question R. Logical one. You know what is a logical one? Cross check whether it is greater than or equal to 60. Again, cross check whether it is greater than or equal to 60. Again, cross check whether it is greater than or equal to 60. Again, cross check whether it is greater than or equal to 60. Why I have used R instead of AND? Because even one subject is less greater than or equal to 60, this will give the result as a true. If this is true, since he did not pass, but I am cross-checking whether any of the subject is greater than or equal to 60, I can simply say he is failed with the exemption. If not, that means already this is false here, and this is also false here. When this will become false, if all are false, he is already not pass here, and also none of the subject is greater than or equal to 60, then I should call him as a bad luck person, fail. So let me close the second if function. Let me close the first if function. Let me enter. If you want to decode the formula, you know what you need to do. Then keep the cursor. This is the logical test. This is the true answer, and this is the false answer. In that, I have used AND function 1, 2. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4, 5. I have given 5 logics. If all are true, my answer is pass. If not, I have used one more if function. So this is a logical test. If this logical test is true, I'll get fail with exemption. If not, I'll get fail, right? Instead of logical test, I have used the R function. Again, 4 logics. I have used logical 1, logical 2, logical 3, logical 4. And right? Anyone having any question in this, please let me know. Great. But as I told you, this can be done either from the starting or from the bottom also. Friends, if you know, anyway, I'm going to cover the array functions on, when I'm going to talk about array functions on, where is array? Yeah, the 15th day. So when I cover on 15th day, you will get to know exactly the meaning of array. For the time being, let me go to Excel and write the array function. Array function is nothing but, it's very simple. Let me explain you. So instead of myself writing this much function, Control C, Control V. So instead of myself writing individual items greater than or equal to 40, I can simply select this. I can put greater than or equal to 40. Instead of myself taking each and every subject greater than or equal to 60, select this greater than or equal to 60. Right? Wonderful. But you cannot just enter because array functions has to be used with Control Shift Enter combination. In MS Excel, there are 2 types of formulas are there. One is normal formula, the other one is array formulas. Since this works as an array, I should do Control Shift Enter. However, if you are using Microsoft 365, you must need to know how to use. Okay, you can even use a range called marks. That is also fine, Arun. So if you are using Microsoft 365, you need not to do Control Shift Enter. Even you just click Enter. Excel do understand that it is an array formula. So let me keep on pressing F9 so that numbers will change. So if these numbers changes, I'm sure these two results are exactly matching. Check it out, because both formulas are same. But you know, when you are in a learning, then you can write this type of formula. Now let me write a formula text so that you can understand what is the formula I have written. But friends, if you become advanced, you should always think out of the box. Is there any other method through which I can still get the same answer? Anyone, please? Is there any other method still I'll get the same answer? Of course, yes. Now you can simply copy this. I can ask a simple question that why should I ask cross check whether this entire is
Dear participants, please hold on. In the meantime, we'll be able to establish the connection with the CSRN.
yeah, friends, sorry, some power issue. Okay, so I'm going to talk about arrays little later. I was covering about the different way. See, instead of myself writing this, I can even ask a other way around question that I can use a function called min. You know what is this function? Cross check minimum value whether it is greater than or equal to 40. Do you think it works? Absolutely. Because if you ask someone whether you cleared CA or not, if the person says that, Mr. Sharan, my minimum mark itself is 65, then what is the interpretation? That everything is greater than or equal to 60, obviously. So in the same way, if minimum itself is greater than or equal to 40, that means every subject is greater than or equal to 40. I need not ask specifically. In this case also, I can ask the question, cross check. I'm sorry. I've taken a wrong spelling. It's not Omax, it is max. Cross check whether maximum is greater than or equal to 60. If maximum itself is greater than or equal to 60, then I can say that at least one subject is greater than 60. So even you can write this formula. But if you ask me, out of all these formulas, my preferred choice would be this as a first choice. Then I'm going to write now one more method, second choice, this as a third choice, and this as a fourth choice. Though this function is smaller compared to even this function. This is smaller even compared to this function, but this is a array function. You must be in a position to know. I think I can write this as a third one. I can give a priority this one fourth. So that means user must know that he has to do Control Shift Enter while he is working with this function, right? Is there any other method through which I can still get the correct answer? Of course, yes. Have a look. Control C, Control V. Friends, you can do in one method. Why I'm going into a different method? Because I want to give you a recap of the other functions. So instead of min function, I can even use a function called COUNTIF. Check it out. COUNTIF. What is the first argument? In this range, cross check how many are greater than or equal to 40. This number must equal to 4 because 4 subjects. So count out of this range how many are greater than or equal to 40. If the result of this is equal to 4, that means all are greater than or equal to 40. In the same way, let me use the function called COUNTIF. Out of this, cross check how many are greater than or equal to 60. This answer must be at least 1 greater than or equal to 0. If this count is greater than or equal to 0, right? So is 0 greater than or equal to 0 false? Is 1 greater than or equal to 0 true? That means at least one subject is greater than 60. If so, fail exemption is the answer. Enter. Wow. Any of these methods can be used. Let me put F9. I'm sure the answer of all the formulas are same. If anyone having any question, please let know. If a person is absent on one of the day, how will this formula work? Please clarify. Sir, if a person is absent on any of the day, obviously he is a fail. I think fail exemption will not come into the picture, because if we want to get the exemption, he has to attempt all the subjects. If I'm not wrong, please correct me, because I've written the exam almost 10 years back. Yeah, in fact, correctly 12 years back. So if he is absent directly, he's failed, right? So I don't know whether he'll get an exemption or not. Probably you can confirm me. No, my query is how will the formula work? That's what I'm saying. If the person is absent, let's say he's absent, okay, fail with exemption because 1 is greater than or equal to 60. Okay, this will never be greater than or equal to, as I told you in the max function, okay, it will not work, because if you observe here, max function ignores this, right? Min function also ignores the text. Or else in this case, I can write one more formula on top of everything. Cross check if you find A out of this entire range. If you find A, then you can directly put a fail. If not, then you can go for this entire calculation. Okay, maybe let me write a formula to this little extension. Everyone please concentrate. What I'll do, I'll just make it a copy paste. I'll take this here, then I'll put A here, then based on that we'll see. Okay, I think Arun, you can understand what I'm doing. Let me paste here. So let me drag this, because I want to refer this condition. I want to refer this. I want to refer this, right? On top of everything, I'll put a function called if, then I'll use a function called COUNTIF. Out of this entire range, sorry, yeah, 1 second. Out of this entire range, cross check, out of this entire range, cross check how many A's are there. If it is greater than 0, I hope you are getting the point. I'm counting how many A's are there. If it is greater than 0, what is the meaning of it? At least 1 A is there, then only this result is true. If is fail, then I'll put a fail as a direct answer. If not, when it is not equal to the fail, if, okay, none of the subject is absent, then 0 is greater than 0, false. If it is a false, it's going to take this condition. Okay, let me close bracket, enter. This is fail. Why? Because one of the subject is, yeah, if absent, no exemption, he's failed. That's what I said. So I hope this works, right? It's okay. See, it's not about a question, it's about how good we are with the other connecting different functions together. Okay, let me stop here. Let me save, Control C. Now let me use Control V. Save and close. If anyone having any question, please let know. So finishing result. So finishing, after finishing result, please show the formula of max method of income tax. You may copy and put in the chat box also, sir. I can do that, no problem. I think I covered the max function of the income tax somewhere here while I was talking about this. Is it? Yeah. So this method is greater than or equal to this. This is greater than or equal to. Okay. Now this is the formula I just copy pasted. Let me copy this formula and paste. Sudhakaran, I just pasted the formula directly in the chat box. Great. Save and close. Now let me go and start the topic called lookup functions. So let's go to the detail. Let me open lookup functions of MS Excel. Concentrate. Next to 1 hour, the topic is very important. Concentrate, everyone. Let me insert a sheet. Shift F11 is the shortcut. Lookup functions concept. Basically, in MS Excel, there are 3 lookup functions are there. 3 lookup functions. One is VLOOKUP. Okay, actually 4 lookup functions are there. The first function is function name itself is lookup. The other one is VLOOKUP. The other one is HLOOKUP, and the last one is XLOOKUP. I'm not going to talk about this because this gives the wrong results because it's based on what it works based on the columns. Okay, that's the reason I don't consider the lookup function. Okay, so in fact it's outdated. People don't use this function. There is one more function called VLOOKUP. Okay, this works based on the vertical lookup. This works based on the horizontal lookup. This works based on vertical or horizontal. This is available in Microsoft 365 version. One of the very latest functions, right? This works for both HLOOKUP and VLOOKUP. This is an alternative for almost 4 different functions. Okay, index, match, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP. Don't worry, I'm going to take this example also. Let us first talk about the VLOOKUP function. VLOOKUP means V means vertical. Okay, VLOOKUP function. VLOOKUP looks in a vertical table, right? That's the meaning of this function. This function looks in a vertical table. So let me write very elaborately so that later you can understand. This function looks in a vertical table, right? What is the syntax of this function? You know the syntax, you know the arguments. Simple. Obviously, the arguments are nothing but what is the value you are looking for. That means the lookup value. Don't worry, we'll take an example. Then the second argument, where you are looking, that means a table array, that means in which table. The third argument is column index number, column index underscore number. Fourth argument is the range lookup. Are you looking range wise or you are looking exactly? So when you can use the VLOOKUP function, you know, when you want to find a value. For example, there is a master data and I have it. Let's say this is the master data. I want to know the product subcategory for product 4. So normally what is the method we follow? We copy this, we'll select this column, we'll do Control F, we'll paste here, we'll enter the respective value, we'll copy and we'll paste here, and again the respective value we'll copy, we'll paste here. But if you want to do the same job for these 6 items or 7 items, it takes a lot of time. Understand the situation. If this master data is having millions and this is thousands, going manually is almost like impossible. That's the reason you need to go for some other technology. That's a VLOOKUP function, right? So lookup value is nothing but what value we are looking for. Table array is nothing but in which table we are looking. Column index number is the result column in the table. Let's say if you look into a table, because it's a vertical table always. So let me take this. Let me put the border in a red color so that it will be clearly visible. Now let me put into a border. Now this is column 1, this is column 2, and this is column 3. If my answer is there in the second column, I'll put a column index number as 2. If my answer is there in the third column, I'll put my answer as a 3. In this case, my product subcategory is there in this table. Now in this table, my answer is there in which column? Third column. So I'm going to use 3 as a third argument of the VLOOKUP function in this case study. Here I'm going to write because I want to get the product category out of the table. Product category is the second column, so I'm going to put the 2 there. Range lookup means, are you looking in a range or exactly? So exact match or approximate match. Exact match or approximate match. That's all, right? So now let me put in a very plain language what VLOOKUP function does. VLOOKUP, it looks for a value where in the leftmost column of the table, and then what it does, it returns a value from a column we specify. Who has to specify? We need to specify. And then it returns a value from a column we specify. Correct, right? So this is the first argument, lookup value. This is the second argument. You should tell to the Excel where is the table, then column number is the third argument. Very simple, right? So let me take one example here. Friends, this is the master data having 3 columns: product name, number, product category, product subcategory. If I want to get the product subcategory, what is the method I'm going to follow? So obviously my master data is in a vertical way. I'm going to use the VLOOKUP function. Just to make it this example simple, now this table, let me give a name as a V table. That means vertical table. So next time, whenever I want to refer A2 colon C18, I'm going to use V table, as simple as it. Okay, equal to VLOOKUP. If you observe, the description is exactly the same. Looks for a value in the leftmost column of the table, and then it returns a value in the same row from a column you specify. By default, table must be sorted in the ascending order. You will get to know the meaning of the second sentence little later. Could you please tell me what is the lookup value? This is the value I'm looking for. Table array, where I'm going to look? I'm going to look into this table. That's a vertical table, V table, right? So it's a V table. Check it out. Look for this value in this table. Now what Excel does, it takes this value in the leftmost column only. It looks one of the very important conditions. So in this table, my leftmost column, wherever this value is there, product 4, this entire row Excel extracts at the back end. Now in this row, which column I want to extract? Third column. Are you looking for an exact match? Yes. I don't want to go for approximate match. Though fourth argument is optional, that only works in case if it is an approximate match. That means if you ignore the fourth argument, that means you are looking for an approximate match. Now let me go for exact match. So let me close bracket. Either you go for 0 or you can go for false. Both are one and the same. So no problem. Enter. Wow. Product 4, telephones and communication. Let me copy and paste. Wow. Very simple. Now let me write the formula here. We look up, look for this value, where in the V table, get me the second column value as an answer. I am looking for an exact match. That's the reason fourth argument is 0. Wonderful. If anyone having any question, please let me know. Yeah, reverse lookup is part of XLOOKUP function. Don't worry, we'll talk about it. Right? So a very quick recap. Let me remove this. Let me start writing the formula again. VLOOKUP. Lookup value means what value you want to look. I want to look this value. Table array. In which table you want to look this value? In this table. Comma. In this table, if it finds, then you should tell to the Excel what it has to do. Then if it finds, then you should ask Excel to extract that row out. That means prod for technology, telephone and communication, this entire row Excel extracts out. Now what it has to do with that row, you should tell to the Excel, take the third column out of that row and give me as an answer. Copy and paste. Equal to VLOOKUP. Look for this value, get the second column as an answer, copy and paste. Wow. If anyone having any question, please let me know. VLOOKUP heard it is better to select the table range with the column headings. Also, is that true? Please clarify. Yeah, that is also correct. You know, when you wanna get the result for many, the meaning is I am, let's say in this case only 3 columns are there. I can easily understand that this is a third column. This is a second column. Let's say I change this letter mistakenly instead of subcategory to category. But do you think your answer got changed? No. In those cases, friends, since you asked me, I'm telling this. Otherwise, I'm going to cover this elaborately in the next session. So if that is the case, what people does, you know, they will take, let me go to define the name, go to the formula, name manager. I want to edit the name manager by considering instead of A2 from the A1. I'm sorry. Instead of A2 from A1. So my V table is now, take it out. V table start from the headings. But your result will never change, even whether you take from the heading or not. When that is advantageous, you know, now if I put a subcategory, I should get the subcategory name. If I put a category, I should get a category name. If that is the case, how do Excel know whether it's a subcategory or category? Now I'm going to use a function called match. I'll match this value in this range. If it matches, it's going to give me an exact lookup position value. So could you please tell me product subcategory position value out of these 3 values? 1, 2, 3. So my answer is 3. Automatically it will come here. So match is the function I already thought of covering in the next week. Since you asked me the question, I'm covering match this value in this array, give me the position number. So it's going to give you the number 3 as an answer. So enter, copy and paste. My answers will not change. I'm sorry. Let me give a dollar symbol for this. I'm sorry. Yeah, this one also. Let me give a dollar symbol, copy and paste. I'm sorry, copy and paste. Okay, what is happening? 1 second. No. This is actually correct. Now I want to make this. Okay, copy and paste. Wow. Now what I do, if I copy and paste here, because this is the one I have taken a reference in the match function, match giving me the answer as a 2. See now, everything got changed. Now if I take it subcategory back, copy this, paste subcategory here, I'll get my answer. Who asked this question? Arun, I hope you understood the essence of using a heading. Product 4 have 3 times. Yeah, I'm going to. Yeah, I had to give you the complete solution because I'm in the middle of the session. By the end of the session, you will get to know answers for almost all the questions. Akhilesh. Arun, I hope you got the clarity on this. when the heading of the table is important. When you are not sure for which column you want to take it, but that should pick up based on some other function, then heading is also important. Akhilesh, I request you to please hold your question for a couple of minutes. I'm sure by the end of the session, your question will get answered. Great. Let me go back. It's not always learning about the importance. You should also know about the danger part of the functions. You see, every time talking about a positiveness is always good, obviously, but sometimes it is also important to know the negative side of the person. In the same way, I know that VLOOKUP is one of the very greatest function, no doubt at all. The average users, if you take it, 90% of the users know the VLOOKUP function importance. Maybe they are not using up to the mark or to the extent of how we can use the VLOOKUP function, but they know the function. Sachin Kumar, I request you to please don't use any annotations, because annotations, let me clear the annotation if possible.
Friends, we have some connection issue with the speaker. Please bear with us for a few more minutes. In the meantime, we will try to establish the connection with Seren sir. Please be on standby.
Sir Ravikishwar, sir, sorry to trouble you again. There is a lot of power issue here. Yeah.
Okay, sir. No issue. You please continue.
Yeah. Okay. So let's look into the limitations of the VLOOKUP functions. Okay. So limitations, there are basically two limitations. One, it always looks into the leftmost column. So lookup value must be into the leftmost column of the table. That is the first limitation. Second limitation, if the lookup value appears more than once, okay, in the table, Excel pick up VLOOKUP, basically VLOOKUP picks the first value always. Okay, to overcome the first limitation, we have a combination of functions called, we have an index and match combination that I'm going to cover next week. As you all know, the next week session is exactly the same, index and match function. Okay, so to overcome the second limitation, we must need to use supporting columns and supporting functions. That means directly you don't have any formula to overcome this problem. Okay, whoever asked this question, Akhilesh, maybe once I go little forward, I'm going to give one assignment for the next week. Then you will get to know how to handle the second one. And also to overcome the first limitation, Excel introduced the new function called XLOOKUP in Microsoft 365 version. 365 version. Okay, so I'm going to cover that XLOOKUP function today. Don't worry. This is about a simple VLOOKUP function. If anyone having any question, please let me know. HLOOKUP function is exactly same, nothing more, nothing less. Let me copy this entire thing. Let me paste here. Let me change only H. H means horizontal. So this function looks into a horizontal table. Arguments are lookup value, table array. It's not a column index number, but it's a row index number. It looks for a value in the topmost row of the table. This is topmost, not the column, row of the table, and then it returns a value in the same column from a row we specify. So you should give the row number, right? The limitation, lookup value must be in the leftmost top row of the table. If you know one function remaining all a bonus. If the lookup value appears more than once in the table, HLOOKUP picks the first value. That's all. To overcome the first limitation, we have index and match. To overcome the second limitation, we need to use the supporting columns. To overcome the first limitation, Excel introduced the new function called XLOOKUP. Wonderful. But let me also give you how this works, the row number, because let me take this. So this is the first row. This is the row underscore one, row number one, row underscore number two, row underscore number three, row underscore number four. So you should tell to the Excel where is your answer. But remember, always the first row must be the lookup value. So it must be always into the top row. But in this case, always the first column, you must have a lookup value. That's the limitation. Okay. Let us take the same example in other way around. So let me write here VLOOKUP as a sheet name. Let me insert one more sheet called HLOOKUP. So how to convert my horizontal data to the vertical, vertical data to horizontal? Copy this, paste special transpose. So when you copy the data, when you go for a paste special, there is an option called transpose. Transpose simply convert my vertical data to horizontal and horizontal data to the vertical. As simple as it. Let me click OK. Wonderful. So let me make it a little bigger. Now I want to take the same type of example. Control C. I want to put Control V. I don't want these answers because I want to get these answers by using this table. So as I already mentioned, let me take this table as a H table. This is a defined name so that instead of myself every time referring A1 colon R3, I can directly refer the table. If anyone having any question preparing the example, please let me know. Yeah, Arun, there's a question from Arun. When we select the table range with the data, should we select the entire column to ensure if any new row is added? It will also be considered. That is good habit actually, selecting the entire column, but not every time good habit, because the problem with the table, if you select the entire column, maybe at the bottom, if any unnecessary data is there, that will also part of your calculation. Excel performance will go a little down. Otherwise, of course, you can select the entire column, there is no problem. Because if you select the entire column, if you add something below, it automatically adds up. But to take into the table automatically, we have a concept called table. Don't worry, I'm going to explain that concept a little later. Instead of selecting the entire column, first you convert the entire range into the table. If you add something, automatically that will take into the table. Okay, so Arun, I hope your question got clarified. Let's work on this case. In this case, first of all, in this case, what is the function I should use? Is it VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP? It's a VLOOKUP. Is it? No, it's a HLOOKUP. Why? Because my data arranged horizontally here. So equal to HLOOKUP. It looks for a value in the top row of the table or array of the values and returns the value in the same column from a row you specified. No problem. What is the first argument? Lookup value. Where you have to look? H table. Get me the which row? 1, 2, 3. My answer is there in the third row. Comma. I want to go for exact match. Enter. Copy and paste. Wow. Can I do the same thing here? HLOOKUP. Look for this value where H table. Get me the second column value as an answer. Wow. Copy and paste. Wonderful. Okay. If you know the VLOOKUP function, HLOOKUP function is very simple to understand. If you have any question, please let me know. Let me do it very quickly again. Equal to HLOOKUP. Look for this value within this table. Get me the third row value as an answer. Copy and paste. The same thing equal to HLOOKUP. Look for this value where you need to look. H table. Get me the second row value as an answer. Copy and paste. Wow. Right? Anyone having any question till here? Please let me know. What if we write 1 instead of 0? See, if you write 1, Excel is trying to take the approximate match. Since it's a text, approximate match is not possible. It may not give you the correct answers, because for the approximate match, it may give you a different values. So check it out. It has actually taken an office supplies office. So it doesn't know exactly how to make an approximate match for the text. So that's the reason in case of text, it has to be always an exact match. Don't worry. I'm going to cover an example using the approximate match. But friends, let's say I want to use VLOOKUP in this case. Don't worry. But using the same table. I don't want to use V table, but I want to use H table. But if I want to use the VLOOKUP function, you know how to do that? Simple. Friends, for example, if something is there 10, 20, 30, if you want to convert horizontally, you can copy this. You can paste special value as well as transpose. The second method, you know what? I can write a formula here. I can write the formula, you know what? Select this equal to transpose. Select this close bracket, because transpose is by default an array formula. You can do Control Shift Enter. So it has converted 10, 20, 30 to this. The advantage of using a transpose is later when I change the original data, this changes automatically because it's a function. Since it's not a function, it's not changing automatically. So what I'll be doing now, I can simply use the VLOOKUP function equal to VLOOKUP. Look for this value where transpose of H table. I hope you all are getting the point, right? So in this, get me the third row as an answer. Sorry, third column as an answer. Why third column? Can anyone tell? Because once you convert H table, that becomes a vertical table. Once it is a vertical table, I must know the column number. Since transpose is by default an array function, you need to do Control Shift Enter, because arrays always has to be entered using Control Shift Enter. As I already mentioned, Microsoft 365, you need not to do Control Shift Enter. It automatically understand even when you enter. Let me Control Shift Enter. Now you just copy this, paste here, still you got the correct answer. So this is using HLOOKUP, using VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP, look for this value. Since my data is not into the vertical, so let me convert this horizontal into vertical. So H table, get me the third row as an answer, 0, enter, copy, and paste. Right? Oops, I want to get the second row column as an answer. Wonderful. Can I do the same formula here? Here, can I do the same formula using a VLOOKUP and sorry, using HLOOKUP here? Of course, I can do equal to HLOOKUP. Look for this value where I want to use the V table. So transpose V table. So this table converts into the horizontal. That's the reason I'm using a HLOOKUP. Get the third row value as an answer. Copy and paste. So you can just play with the formulas if you have a control. But if you don't have a control, obviously that formula results the error. Looks for this value where transpose of V table so that this converts into H table. Get me the second column value, sorry, second row value as an answer. Copy and paste. Okay, say. I hope you are clear with respect to using the VLOOKUP function and HLOOKUP function. Exact match. Though I have just covered the VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, but I have covered the basic rules. If you understand the basic rules, you can solve anything. And along with the VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, I did cover the transpose function because transpose is converting row into the column into the row. Sometimes I want to use VLOOKUP, but my data may not support me to use the VLOOKUP because the data may be into horizontal. If that is the case, if you are stick with the VLOOKUP, then you convert the data into vertical. Or else, if you only know the HLOOKUP, but the data is into vertical, then convert using a transpose. Okay, so any method is fine. What if we write 1 instead of 0? Yeah, I think that question already answered. Great. So can I go ahead? Please confirm. Akhilesh and other members, please confirm. Is it fine? Can I go ahead? Yeah, great. Now, let us go into the approximate match. One of the very important topic, approximate match. Right? So let us see. Yeah. Now, let us take the data phasing. So due days are there for the data, for a particular data, right? There are so many transactions are there. For each transaction, there are a couple of due days equal to and between. Let me take the due date from 25 till 375. Okay. Now, I am having a buckets for the aging. So this is the aging of the days. So let's take from 0 to 30. I can say that less than 1 month. 0 to 30 days aging. Right? 31 to 60 or 31 to 90. So 1 to 3 months. Right? 91 to 180. 3 to 6 months. 181 to 365. So 6 months to 1 year. 366 and above. I can say greater than 1 year. Okay. You can put a number of buckets, no problem. Friends, normally, if I want to do this, I'm sure you may go with a if function because we all are familiar. If cross check whether this is greater than or equal to 30, if sorry, less than or equal to 30, if so, then my answer must be 0 to 30 days. If not, use one more if function, cross check whether this value is less than or equal to 91. If so, then give this as an answer. If not, one more if function, cross check whether this is less than or equal to 181. If so, then take this value. If not, then cross check again whether this value is less than or equal to 366. If so, then take this value. If not, because if it is less, if it is greater than or equal to 360, greater than 365, I have a direct answer. This is the final answer. If you yeah, okay, so Now let me copy this and paste here. Oops, what happened? Okay, I need to freeze the answers, right? So give the dollar symbol for this, give the dollar symbol for this answer, give the dollar symbol for this answer, give the dollar symbol for this answer. As you all know, I'm using a shortcut F4. Wow. Just put F9, everything is changing. You know, this is method one using the if function, using if. Okay, method one. There's one more method through which I can solve, you know, this is the if function method. You know, what is that method? I can start from the bottom, cross check whether it is greater than or equal to 366. If so, then give this as an answer. If not, cross check again whether this value is greater than or equal to 181. If so, then take this value. If not, again cross check whether this value is greater than or equal to, right, 91. If so, give this value. If not, again cross check whether this value is greater than or equal to 31. If so, take this value. If not, finally, I know that the answer gonna be this one, right? Great. Close bracket, close bracket, close bracket, close bracket. Because I have used four ifs. This is the one which is standard, and this will not change F4. This will not change F4. This will not change F4, and this will not change F4. Enter, copy, and paste. Don't worry, I just taken the same, but this is from top to bottom, this is from bottom to top. Any method you can use. But you may surprise, sir, can't we use something better than this? Because if conditions are more, my function obviously goes bigger. Of course, I can use the VLOOKUP function. Okay, this is the place where you can use the VLOOKUP function. Equal to VLOOKUP, I want to look this value where within this table. Now, friends, if you observe 108, I can look into this table. Now my answer is there in which column? Third column. So column index number is 3. If you make it 0, for example, exact match, Excel exactly check whether 108 is available or not. If not, then not available. Just copy and paste. In this case, you cannot put an exact match because it has to look into the range of 0 to 30, 31 to 90. So what I need to do, I should make it instead of 0, the 1. For your information, range lookup is not a mandatory. So you can even ignore. Even if you ignore, but the meaning is approximate match only. You know what it does? It looks for this value. If in the leftmost column, if it is available, good. If not, then it looks downside 214. If it is not there, 213. If it is not there, 212. If it is not there, 211. If it is not there, 209, and so on. It's go to the downside. Generally, many a times, you know what we think, it's going to approximate match means nearby match, which is wrong. Approximate match means not nearby match. It always looks downside. For your information, either you can put even 1 year, that's fine. Still, it's going to give you the correct answer. I don't know how many of you carefully observed while I was writing the approximate match, there is a small description also which is available. What is this description? The values in the first column of the table must be sorted in the ascending order. They have used the wordings called must be. That means what Excel is saying, Mr. Saran, if you want to use the approximate match, make sure that the leftmost column is in the ascending order. If you ask a counter question, okay, Excel, if it is not in the leftmost column, what you are going to do? Excel says that I'll do nothing except giving you the wrong answers. So don't play with me. When I give a condition, make sure that you are following the condition. Now, if you observe, everything is downside. Everything is ascending order. If you reverse this order, or else if you put jumbling, it will not work. Okay. So that is the primary condition. In case of VLOOKUP or even HLOOKUP, in approximate match, the left column of the table must be sorted in the ascending order. Wow. Friends, could you please tell me if I want to use the HLOOKUP using the same data? What is the formula I'm going to write? Of course, equal to HLOOKUP. Look for this value where transpose of this table get me the third column value, sorry, yeah, third row value as an answer because it's a HLOOKUP. I don't want to take 0, I want to take 1 because approximate match control. Shift enter, copy and paste. Take out. All these results are same. F9. This can be done even using index and match. This can be done in many ways. Okay. I'm not going to cover today. This will be filled in the next week. I'm going to use index and match combination in this. I'm going to use indirect and match combination. I'm going to use offset and match combination also. So in next week, next 2 weeks, I'm going to talk about these functions. That time we will cover about these things. I'll come back to this Excel file and I'm going to work on this. Till that point of time, let me hide these columns. Okay. This is an example of the approximate match. If anyone having any question, please let me. Radha, I didn't find a question earlier. Could you please tell me what is the meaning of which step you want me to repeat, Radha, here? Radha, here is my voice clearly audible for you? Sir, of the option of lookup. Is it clarified now, Radha? Or you want me to repeat again? Yeah. So approximate match, she's asked me to repeat. I'll explain again. Equal to VLOOKUP, look for this value where within this table, and I want to get the third column value as an answer. Fourth argument, if you take 0, that means exact match. Exact match means the value what you are looking for must be there in the leftmost column. If it is not there, it's going to be n. But if you want to get approximate match, you must need to give 1. That means approximate match. That means when you are finding 140, if it is not there, it will check for 139. If it is not there, 137. It is not there, 136, 135, 134, 133, and so on. The downside of 140 is 91. So it's going to take that value. So 131 is between 1 to 3. So 780 is between 1 to 3. 178 is between 3 to 6, and so on. Rather, you got the point? Yeah, I got disconnected in between while. So please repeat the VLOOKUP 1 in the above table. Yeah, I got disconnected in between while doing a VLOOKUP. It's better to select the entire column range in a particular C. That's what I said. You can even select the entire column, but if any extra data added below that, it's going to give a problem to us. Okay. So, friends, there is a new function called XLOOKUP. First, let us see the limitations of the VLOOKUP and how XLOOKUP can overcome. XLOOKUP overcomes the following. XLOOKUP advantages, disadvantages, limitations we can see. First, let us talk about the power. Okay, this is an alternative for VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP and index and match combinations, right? Wonderful. And this overcome the limitation of the value must be into the leftmost column of the table. That means, let's say a name is there, ID is there, A, B, C, D, F, and I have an ID of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I want to get for the name, the ID, then I want to get for B, I want to get for E, I want to get for A, then this is possible using VLOOKUP because the value which I'm looking for is in the leftmost column. Look for this value in this table, get me the second column value as an answer. Wow. But for example, if I copy this, if I paste here, let me cut this and paste here. Now, if I want to get data, if I want to get the result for these names, Okay, in this case, VLOOKUP cannot work. Cannot work. You know the reason why? Because the value B is not in the leftmost column of the table. Right? So your VLOOKUP fails. So in this case, XLOOKUP rescue us. XLOOKUP works. Or index and match also works. Match combination also works. But since we are talking about the lookup functions, let's talk about the XLOOKUP. Now in this case, copy this, paste here, copy this, paste here. Let's look into the XLOOKUP. For your information, XLOOKUP is only there in the Microsoft 365. See, same arguments, but extra things being added. In the XLOOKUP function, by default, it's a exact match. But in case of VLOOKUP, let's have a difference. In XLOOKUP, by default is a exact match. Whereas in VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP, by default is approximate. See, it makes sense because many a times we use exact match more number of times than the approximate match. Okay. In VLOOKUP, in XLOOKUP, we take lookup column and result column separate. Whereas in VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP function, we take a table having both lookup column and result column, right? That is the reason in VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP, we also feed, okay, we also provide the column or row index number because it's a table. In this case, you need not to provide a column index number because you're not taking a table, you are directly selecting a column where your answer is there, right? Let's go here. Equal to XLOOKUP. What is the first argument? Same argument, lookup value. What is the second argument? Lookup array. Where is your answer? Sorry, where is your lookup value? So this is the column in which my lookup value is there. What is the return array? That means result array. Where is your answer in the result? This is my answer. So earlier, instead of taking a table, now it has split it into two columns. Because even you're taking a table, let's say you're taking a table where 100 columns are there, but I don't use it all the 100 columns. I only use 2 columns because the column in which my lookup value is there and the column in which my answer is there. Then Excel thought, why should I give all the columns? Why should user need to give all the columns into my data and I need to perform so much of time to work on? Instead, let me ask the user directly, where is the lookup value column and where is the result column? Then after this, if value not found, in the VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP, if value is not found, that is by default NA. Here in this case, you can put as not available. Okay, not in the register. Right? What is the next one? Match. By default, it's an exact match. Even you ignore this is an exact, but in case of VLOOKUP, approximate match. Okay, I want to take the exact match. Comma. One more important thing it has given. Mr. Saran, do you want to start from starting or from the bottom? Because in case of duplicate, you always want to take the last time where it is coming. Because see, for your information, XLOOKUP is not giving a permanent solution in case of duplicates, but it is only giving a solution in case when a value is there twice but instead of first value, you want to take the second value. So then I should ask the Excel, please start searching from the last to first. By default, it is first to last. Let me close, enter, copy and paste. Wow, take it out. Hey, why A is not in the register? It's there, right? Oh, I have not given a dollar symbol. No problem. So let me just take this, F4. Let me take this, F4. Right? Copy and paste. Now this is G. This is not in the register. I hope you all got the point when to use XLOOKUP. Will XLOOKUP help us to avoid using if error formula in case of NA appearing? Absolutely, exactly. That is the same I'm talking about. XLOOKUP ignores the if error. Otherwise, I need to write a if error or if NA function. Arun. Sir, would you be able to mention the formula text for the various alternatives used by you? In this case, approximate match? Of course, I'll do that. Don't worry. So let me have the formula text on the top. For this, the formula text is this. For this is the one. And sorry, this is the one. And for this is the one. And for this is the one. I hope you got the point, right? So these all are different formula text I have used. Great. So here also let me give the formula text. This is the formula copy and paste. And in this case also I have used this is the formula. This is possible using VLOOKUP. Any question? Anyone? It looks like I'm going a little faster, but if you are following my first day session, I'm not touching any subject or any topic which I have not already covered. Everything I'm connecting to the topic which we have already covered. If you are strong with the basics, yeah, if it is strong with the basics, you can do a lot of things. Okay, but understand the rules and logics. Great. So this is the XLOOKUP, approximate match, HLOOKUP, VLOOKUP, and lookup functions. I would like to give you, I cannot say the homework, maybe the class work itself. I'll give you some 5 to 7 minutes time for today's session. How are you going to solve in this case? Other than using a XLOOKUP function. In fact, even XLOOKUP cannot answer for your question. So this is the class assignment. Hope you all are ready for the class assignment. So let's take the name, let's take the amount. I have A, I have B, I have A, C, D, A, B, C, A, D, A, C, D, A. Okay, and this is DC, right? I've taken so many names. I've taken 4 names basically. A, B, C, D equal to rank debited green. 100,000 I have. Let's take 100,000. All these special values, right? Understand? Concentrate. Now, friends, I want to take the name, I want to take the amount. But let me add one more column as an instance. Now, let me put in the drop down since I already covered in the last week or before last week. So under the data, in the data tab, in the data tools group, you can find the data validation. In that, you will go to the list of the values. Let me select the source. My source is nothing but ABC, A, comma B, comma C, comma D, 1. So in the same way, let's go to the data validation here. Let's go to the list I want to take because maximum 1 is there 5 times. So A is there 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times is there. So let's take 6 times. So comma 6. So the advantage of using the data tools is I want to fix what values it should appear. Sir, please please go with a small introduction of fuzzy lookup adding. Yeah, Shurikant, I'll give you a clarification there. However, when I talk about the Power Query, I'll explain the fuzzy lookup in much detail. Don't worry. Okay, I'll do that. So the use of the data validation list is, I can only select the things out of this. When you are trying to select other than this, Excel stops you stating that Mr. Saran, you are not allowed. I'm sorry. Okay. So let me take A. Let me take the instance 2. And I want to get my answer here. So what is the meaning of it? When I put A1, I should get the answer of 350. When I put A2, I must need to get the answer of 336. Then I must need to get the answer of 514. Then I must need to answer the get 6768 when I write 4 here and so on. So I'm asking you, I'm going to give you some 5 minutes time in the class itself. Okay, I want to make this class more interactive. You can take pen and paper. If you are before Excel, you can just take this quick explanation and tell me in the chat box the formula what you're going to write to get the answer. For your information, you are free to use the supporting columns and supporting functions. I'll give you quickly 5 to 7 minutes time. Today's assignment, I request you to please complete. I'm getting name of arguments only as screen tips of formula, but not detailed description as you get. How to get it, sir? Only in Excel 365. I'm getting name of the arguments only as screen tips of formula, but not the description. Surprising, that should come actually. So, if I'm not wrong, your question is, Sudhakaran, when you're writing a VLOOKUP, are you not finding this description of VLOOKUP? This one, is it not? Is it not? Can we use the formula frequency to count the number of instances in column E? Yeah, Arun, use what? Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want and give me the answer. Don't worry, I'm going to give the answer for this. Once I find the answer from you, I'll give you 5 minutes time because today there is no assignment, sorry, assessment test, but assignment is there. So I'm going to give you 5 to 10 minutes quickly complete. Please complete this. I request you, please don't use the annotations. I request everyone, please complete this assignment. Put in the chat box another 2 to 3 minutes, please. Start thinking. As I said, you can use the supporting column. Since I have an input called instance, I must need to have one more column called instance here. So insert a column, get the instance number, then you can join those two columns together. Then you can have one more column. Then you join these two, then look up this value in the joined column, and you will get the respective value. Try, please. Okay, so anyone, any luck from any member? Sir, via XLOOKUP, trying to frame the formula, but not getting the clarity on how to get the answer. Radha here, for your information, XLOOKUP may not work in this case. XLOOKUP only works in the case if a value repeats 2 times. If a value repeats 2 times, if I want to check the first time, if I want to get the first value, I can select top to bottom. If I want to get the last value, I can select bottom to top. But in this case, a value is repeating more than once. You need to use supporting columns. Check it out, everyone. What I'm going to do, I'll insert one more column, or else let me insert a column here called instance. Could you please tell me what is the formula I can write so that I get the instance number here? I should get 1, I should get 1, I should get 2, because A is coming for the second time, C is coming for the first time, D is coming for the first time, A is coming for the third time, B is coming for the second time, C is coming for the second time, A is coming for the fourth time, and so on. But you cannot make it manually, right? Arun, have you got the formula frequency? You got the result? Have you got the result using the frequency function? Yeah, instead of frequency, let me cover it again with a simple method called equal to count if. I don't know how many of you thought of this function. Look into this range for this value. Sorry, for this value. Could you please tell me what is the answer if I click enter? Could you put in the chat box? Put in the chat box the answer if I enter. Obviously 1, because out of A2 column A2 is coming only once. So no surprise. If I copy and paste, everywhere 1, because out of A2 A3 column A3 is coming once, A4 column A4 is coming once, A5 column A5 is coming once, and so on. But you know what I'm going to do? I'll make this elastic. Let me give the dollar symbol only for this. Now you know what happened? A2 column A2 How many A2s are there? 1. When I copy this and paste below, A2 colon A3, how many A3s are there? 1. Then if I copy and paste below A2 colon A4, how many A4s are there? 2. Wow, enter. Check it out. So A is 1, B is 1 time, then just take out the formula, then you can understand. Take it out. See, this becomes elastic to get the instance number. If anyone having any question, please let me know. Got it? Any question, anyone? This elastic concept, I already explained. Elastic range concept can be used in the following. Can be used in the following. Don't worry, Sudhakaran. I'm going to write the formula again. So in case of cumulative sum, already explained. In case of finding the instance number, right? Let me write the formula again. Equal to count f. Look into this range. Count how many times this value is repeated. Now I'm going to give the dollar for this. So out of A2 colon A2, A2 is coming once. So out of this range, A is coming only first time. When I copy and paste, out of A2 colon A3, A3 is coming for the first time. Out of A2 colon A4, A4 is coming second time. Out of A2 colon A5, C is coming for the first time. Out of this, D is coming for the first time. Out of this, A is coming third time. Out of this, B is coming second time. Then you copy and paste, then get the answer. Sudhakar, have you followed now? This is a very simple thing. Now, great. Now I'm going to join these two. This becomes the unique. Earlier I got the duplicate because this is just A and B. Now I join these two using the contact. Can you please tell us an alternative whether we can use the frequency formula? Arun, I have to go through the frequency formula again because I only thought frequency is only for the bins. That means only for the numbers. I doubt it works in this case. I doubt it works in this case. I don't think so. Frequency function works in this case because frequency works in a bin. It's like a range concept. Okay. So I copy pasted here. Now when you join and pasted here, now this is your lookup range. Now I'm going to use this. Now you know what is the formula I'm going to use? VLOOKUP. Look at this. Look for not just this value. Join this value. Combination of this and this. Where you need to look in this table. Get me the second column value as an answer. Do you think you are going to get the correct answer? Absolutely. B fourth time is not there. B third time is there. Second time is there. First time is there. Let's go for C. First time is there. Second time is there. Third time is there. Fourth time is there. Fifth time is not there. No problem. Let's go for D. D first time is there. Second time is there. Third time is there. Fourth time is there. Fourth time is not there. Let's go for A. First time the answer is 350. Second time this, and so on. Okay, so can you please tell us the alternative? Okay, I think I have covered here. Count if is working as like index. Is my understanding right? Yeah. Count if is working to give you the instance number because somewhere this has to match a value in this. To get this value for every respective name, I have used countif. So let me give you the countif formulas. Formulas used in this function. Don't worry, I'm going to paste in the chat box. So this is the formula text. So this is one of the very important functions, and in fact, right? Then I have used formula text. This is another small function. Then formula text, and this is the final function. So let me copy this. Let me paste here. Let me paste for everyone in the chat box. Not sure why you are asking. This is also paste to everyone. I hope I'm done, right? So any question till here? So now you can understand where to use the VLOOKUP, where to use the HLOOKUP, where to use the approximate match, and so on. please paste the formula of the VLOOKUP with concatenate combined chart. That's what I already pasted, right? This I already pasted. So that can, yeah. Any question? Anyone? Anyone? In fact, yesterday itself, I don't think so. Yesterday, day before yesterday, one of my friend is working with the VST. He called me and he asked he asked a question. I think he is calculating the bonus for the employees, the labor or unskilled employees. Sir, without using county function, isn't it the solution can be brought? Mm, I doubt that without using COUNTIF, there is a solution in this case. No, no, rather, in this case, it's only the COUNTIF, because without using COUNTIF, because somewhere you need to have instance without using COUNTIF. Okay, you are saying, is there any formula without using COUNTIF to get the instance number? Vinod, you can just take out the formula again. I want to get the instance. That means how many times this is repeating. Then I have taken an elastic range from this cell to this cell. Then I asked Excel how many times this value is repeating. So in this case, it's only one. But in this case, out of A2 colon A4 is nothing but A is repeating 2 times. So my answer is 3. 2. In this case, out of A2 column A7 is repeating 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. So my answer is 3. Rather, I'll get back to my, after the session, I'll think more, and without COUNTIF, is there any alternative formula? I'll take it out and I'll get back to you. Is that fine? Okay. Yeah. But I need to see, I always think in this way, rather. I need to have a number as an answer, first of all. So I'll start looking what are the functions which result the number. Why I directly went into COUNTIF? Because COUNTIF results the number. But column F1 and G1, F1 and G1, what are you saying? F1 and G1. So I joined these two here, I joined these two. Then whatever the result of these two, Excel look into the leftmost column here. Then what is the answer here? A3. Where is A3? A3 is here. 514 is my answer. Is that fine? Okay. So other than COUNTIF, we'll see the better solution. Yeah. I'll give the if any other alternative, if I find it, I'll give it to you tomorrow. If not, I think this is simplest. Otherwise, you may be having different methods, but the formula may become so much lengthier because it has to read a content out of the range and it should know how many times it is coming. Okay, fine, great. So let me go into the. I think I'm done with the lookup functions. Sir, you can continue with the story of your colleague's question. Yeah, I was 2 days back, he asked the question. He was calculating the compensation for the bonus, okay, for the labor. So he said, it's basically a very simple question. You can easily do it now because you attended today's session of mine. So if an employee is having a salary between 6,000 to 6,200, he should get 400 rupees as a bonus. If an employee per month of salary is 6,200 to 6,800 between, then 500 is the package. If an employee is 6,900 to 7,400, then it is 600. So he actually kept all these figures one after other. That's why he confused. He kept like this. Okay, and also many a time, and also he kept in this way. He kept like this: 6,000 and 6,200, 400, 6,201, then 6,800, 500, then 6,8012, 6,900. It is sorry, 7,400. It is 600. Because he kept in this way, and he's just trying to write a if function. I said, that is not possible. You can even write using a if function, but if it's a little trickiest function and you have to write very big formula. Instead, you can use a VLOOKUP function. So since I've given a clue, he started writing a VLOOKUP function. Let's say his salary is, a person's salary is equal to, and between, let's say 6,000 to 8,000. So that you get something middle. So he started writing equal to VLOOKUP, look for this value where within this table, get me the second column value as an answer. Exact match, no, approximate match. He's getting NA. You know why? Because this is a number. You are looking into a column which is a text. Obviously, even it's an approximate match, Excel doesn't understand this language. I hope you're getting my point. So I asked him, everything is right, but this is not the way you should do. Then do one thing. You can just put a range in this way: 6,000, 6,200, 6,201, 6,800, 6,801, 7,400. Then instead of taking this, just take this, you get your answer. That's what I told you. Oops. Yeah, this must be, I'm sorry. This must be the third column now. Yeah, copy and paste. This is a simple question. In fact, you can understand. So you cannot give it like a range here. Many people do this mistake. They put a range and they immediately say, okay, my formula is not working. No, you must understand it is taking this value, it is comparing. A number can be compared with a number, text can be compared with the text. Number cannot be compared with the text. So this is a number, you're trying to compare a text, both will not work. You may say, Sharon, how can I, in this case, without converting into this, is there any way which I can do it? Of course, that is possible. But you need to use the array formula. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to take this column, then this column, then I have to split this column wherever hyphen is there. So to do that, you need to use little complex functions like text functions with array combinations, and you can do it. It's not that you cannot do, 100% you can do it. Yeah. There's a question: is range in a cell a number or a text? Range in a cell is a text. You need not ask me. Let me expand this. It's by default a left alignment. It's a text. By default right aligned. It's a number. Any question? Anyone? Any question out of all the topics? So VLOOKUP will not work. If you take this as a range, VLOOKUP will not work. But if you split the range like this, VLOOKUP works. Now let me take this, maybe to understand better, to give you a better answer. Oops. Copy this, paste here. So in this case, VLOOKUP will not work. So this is not a proper range to work on. Just for the identification, I'm doing this, and this is a proper range, right? So let's take this. Let me take the border. Let me take a nice green color. Okay, this works. Sir, can you convert the text using the text to column in this case? Yeah, we can do so. We can do so. You can even use text to column as if it is a simple range. You can do it manually. Otherwise, you can even use a function like there is a function called left function and right function. There are many methods. Once I start covering about text functions, you can find the text functions in the 14th week. Then you will get to know how to work on. So can you please let us know about insider updates of Office 365 business and personal? Is there a difference? Okay, Arun, basically Office 365 having for a public as well as for the business users, not business, basically insiders. Insider is basically something, it's like this. If you go to the options of file account, are you finding your beta channel? Mine is an insider. So what Microsoft does when they introduce a new feature, they cannot make it to the public, because who knows that? Because maybe Microsoft Excel department is having 100 people. Only these 100 people might have worked. So these all 100 people thought process may be almost similar. So they may not find a different case studies on which how that function works. So they release this one to the insiders. So we all insiders start working on it, and we spend time. Then we give a when based on our experiences, we give a solution to them. We give a feedback to them. When if it is giving an error, we give that. Okay, in this case, it is taking a lot of time. In this case, it is giving a wrong answer. In this case, okay, it is giving a different method, and so on. So they compile all these things, and they'll release again in the update. They'll compile, they release again. So once they find feedback is excellent, then they'll release for the public. So initially in the XLOOKUP, having only 3 arguments, or in fact 4 arguments, same like here. So lookup value, then lookup array, then returns array, then the 4th argument is a range lookup. Later they introduced, if the value is not there, what answer you want. That means instead of any error, what do you want? Later it introduced, do you want to start from top to bottom or bottom to top? Later it introduced, do you want to search directly or do you want to search in a wildcard method? So it keep on upgrade the function. Okay, so that's the difference. The question you asked, insider need not to be for the MVPs. Insider is for the outside people also. I'm not an MVP, but still even I have up to date. If you observe, there's a function called stock history. What you ask it for, stock history is the function which is only available to the insiders as of now. Stock history means I can take INR by USD. I want to know the rate of INR versus USD. As on start date is I want to take 1st January 2020, and I want to take till I can take 28/11/2020. Then once you enter, close it, it's trying to compile the information. It's going to, yeah, wonderful. Take it out. Okay, since I have taken INR versus USD, it is giving like this. Let me take USD versus INR. Take it out. So this is a spill concept. Take it out. From the first day till the last day, till today, I got my solution. Wonderful function. They're still working on this function, and I'm sure soon this will be available for the public of Microsoft 365. Yeah. Any question, anyone? We have another 10 minutes. If you have any questions specifically on any of the topic till now I have covered, either in the lookup functions or basic functions or anything, you can please let me know. Yeah, every day session, every week session is on Saturday 6 to 8. If any change is there, they'll be updating through the social network sites, either in the Facebook or Twitter or whatever the mode, or in the WhatsApp groups of the Vijayawada branch of SARs. Every Saturday 6 to 8. Any question? Friends, please don't miss the next week session, because next week I'm going to next week session gonna be on important category, index and match. Index and match is one of the beautiful combination. As you know, in Excel, some of the combinations are the best combination, like index and match, indirect and row function, indirect and match function, offset and counting function, and so on. So formula text on compensation. I didn't understand it. Okay. Sum if and sum if's argument order is different. Why so? Very good question. You must tell me why it is, because if you look into your proper logic, sum if only works with one criteria, that is for sure. The second thing, since it is working with only one criteria, maximum number of arguments you have 3. So my sum range is at certain of the third argument. Whereas, okay, if it is a sum ifs function, if one argument is there, one criteria is there, I'm going to write 3 arguments. If 2 criteria are there, I'm going to write 5 arguments. If 5 criteria are there, I'm going to write 11 arguments. If Excel decides to keep sum range as the last argument, could you please tell me which argument sum range I should write? Is it the second argument? No. Sorry. Is it the third argument? No. Is it the 5th argument? No. Is it the 7th argument? No. That is depending on how many criteria I have. So Excel is very difficult to understand where is the sum range. That's the reason what Excel is saying, Mr. Sharon. Since you are, I'm not sure, you are not sure where you're going to stop the formula, you better put sum range as a first argument. Then you can write whatever the number of arguments you want. That's the reason the order of arguments of the sum range is different. I think, Arun, I explained you well. Sir, can you explain the range of bonus question by using text to column function? You are asking a formula or text to column. There is no function called text to column. It's only a feature. So this is the one. If I keep like here, I'm sorry, paste special values, then you can use text to column. You can go to the data. You can go to text to column. Then you can go to the delimiter. Let's go to the next. I want to find a delimiter wherever hyphen is there. Go to the next and go to the finish. So it's split it into the 2 columns. Radha here. I hope you got the point. If you want me to write this using the text function, then I'm going to use a lot of combinations. Don't worry. So I'm going to use the left function, this comma 4, okay, into 1. You'll get to know why I'm keeping into 1. If not, let me enter, copy and paste. Why I should give into 1, can anyone tell in the class? Because my left function always results me the text. Okay, when I am trying to use this, okay, when I am now let me take it, you'll get to know, right, of this comma 4, wonderful, copy and paste, sorry, copy and paste. Now this is the compensation. Now if I want to write the formula here, now let me cut this and paste here. Now if I want to write the formula, VLOOKUP, look for this value where if I look into this F4, let me put F4, get the third column value as a answer with the approximate match. Do you think I'll get my correct answer? Do you think I'll get the correct answer? No. You know why? But I've taken correct values, right? I've taken this value. I'm looking into this table. I'm getting third column. I want to get third column value as an answer, which is an approximate match. But unfortunately, you get NA. You know why? Because this is not a number, but it's a text. You're trying to look for a text into a number. Okay, sorry. You're trying to look at number into a text, so it's not possible. So in this case, what I'll be doing, I'll just put this, right? I'll simply put into 1 so that when you use the text having a nature of number, when you multiply or divide or addition or subtraction, that means if you use the same thing in the arithmetic expression, that automatically converts into a number. Now I got my answer. Either you can put into 1, or one more method, you can even put minus of minus. So minus minus, as I already told you, minus minus is minus 1 into minus 1 into, copy this and paste here, copy this and paste here. That's all. Oops, I'm sorry. This is the right function, right? So instead of into 1, put minus minus. Anything is fine. So anyway, left and right function, I'm going to explain while I talk about the text function category. Can you please give one example for not function? Not is basically if it is not working other way around. For example, simple, okay, but a practical example, just give me some time, probably maybe tomorrow I'll come, next week I'll come with a practical example, but let me tell you, not true, the answer is false. Otherwise, you put not false, the answer is true. Okay, so you have a bunch of information functions in MS Excel called is number, is text, is logical. Yeah. In case of exact function, you are correct. Okay, is text, is logical, is boolean, sorry, is formula, and so on. If it is a formula, it's going to give you true, otherwise false. But I want to get the result other way around. If it is a formula, I want to get the result false, otherwise true. If that is the case, you can use the combination of the not. So let me explain you. If a cell is having a formula, it results true, otherwise false. If I put not of is formula, then the answer for this, you know what? If a cell is having a formula false, it results false, otherwise true. Yeah, okay. So I may come with better using the not, better example using the not. But as of now, you can understand not is something, instead of myself writing the entire formula reversal, I can simply use not, as simple as it. Okay. Guys, that's all for today's session. I think I have covered very elaborate using the VLOOKUP function, HLOOKUP function, limitations of the VLOOKUP, limitations of the HLOOKUP. I've already, I also used XLOOKUP function and using the approximate match using different methods and so on. Okay, thank you so much, and see you all in the next week session. Next week, Saturday, 6 to 8. Next week, we'll be having a assessment as well as assignment both. Okay, don't miss the session, make it continuous, because if you miss one session, you may not understand the following session. If you miss any of the session because of the technical glitches, I request you to please visit the Vijayawada branch of SARC of ICI YouTube channel. They upload including the material into the video. Okay, you can have a playlist there. Whatever the videos you missed, you can go and start watching the videos. Then you will have a continuation. That's all from my end. Thank you so much. Ravikishore sir, over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Saren. And also I thank the participant for their patient hearing to the all the formulas which you have explained. And may I inform you one thing, that today we did not give it live on YouTube, but we have recorded the session of today, and within half an hour time I will be uploading on YouTube, and it will be available for you for replays. Okay, thank you one and all, and we will have the next session on the next week.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Bye bye, sir.